What if you could transport yourself from your present reality to one of the most epic moments in the Bible? So this guy, Job, he's a struggling artist from Lagos, Nigeria. He basically has a lot of struggles, one of which involves his struggle with smoking, right? But above all, he had this strange little companion, a blob of slime. This slime was noticeable by just himself. Everyone around him they were not aware of the presence of this slime, and this slime functioned as a kind of conduit between his present reality and different moments in the Bible, like biblical events. One very afternoon in his neighborhood, the slime pretty much swirled Job into the Bible realm, and Job found himself in the middle of the throne room in Babylon, where King Nebuchadnezzar was presently the king at the time, right? He had just had this dream and he wanted people to tell him what the dream meant, but he basically did not want to tell. So he summoned magicians, he summoned different people to come and do this, but because he wasn't going to tell them what the dream was all about, they were like, they couldn't. But he gave them harsh sentences and they were pleading for their lives and all that. Along this line, right, Job was there. Job was witnessing all of these things and he was really, really in shock. But the strange thing was, nobody in that area also was aware of Job or his presence. Now, Job eventually found himself in a room where Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, Daniel were praying. Daniel had to pray because, he wanted God to let him see what the king had dreamed about and all. So, long story short, if Daniel eventually went to the king and Job was there, Job was witnessing everything, and Daniel was ready. He was ready to tell the king Nebuchadnezzar what the dream was all about, right? He did tell him. So, one amazing thing that happened that was like surreal in front of Job was that while Daniel was explaining the dream, it was manifesting before Job in his presence, real time, in like real life within the throne room. So when Daniel expressed how, there was this huge statue with a golden head, silver shoulder, bronze stomach, iron feet, the legs were mixed with clay and iron, everything took form in the presence of Job, like before Job's eyes, and he was watching all of this happen. And then there was a rock that was cut from a mountain that dropped all the way to the statue's feet and crumbled it all the way to the ground. Now, of course, Daniel went ahead to interpret what this meant. The head signified Babylon and how prosperous God was going to make Babylon be, and the fact that other parts of the body were like other nations that would come after Babylon and that would not be as glorious as Babylon. Of course, this wasn't exactly the reason why the slime brought Job into that particular moment. Now, why did the slime do that? We'll find out.